That's at 68%. Ooh. Let's hope that finishes before I get started. That would really be an issue. I really don't want that to be an issue there. Wow. Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Adrienne, the Capricorn Tigress of Astrology, a look inside. Let me back up. I'm always so close to the camera. And I'm coming to you right now with my take on Neptune retrograding through the signs, how each sign will be affected by Neptune's retrograding right now. Okay. So Neptune is currently at 18 degrees of Pisces. So it's pretty much smack dab in Pisces. You know, it's affecting many Pisces. But I wanted to kind of think about how is this retrograding Neptune affecting each sign due to each house emphasis it's going through. Because I was thinking about how Neptune in Pisces is affecting myself. So I decided I would do this. And maybe some of you guys can relate to what I'm about to say, but I feel that wherever Neptune is retrograding in your chart, it's showing an area where you might have once felt confused, illusion, delusion. It may have been like a fake it till you make it type of situation. You just hadn't gotten a grip or, grasp of wherever this area is. Because wherever Neptune is, it clouds our judgment. That's what it does. It makes things really cloudy for us. And I feel like right now, and a lot of us, especially myself, um, I feel like it's giving us like this really rare glimpse of clarity into um, into the house where it's at. So in my case, it's my career. And so if you come and you look at my channel and my playlist, you'll see that I'm really heavily into my career. I'm active with Black Women Promote on Facebook, which has almost 26,000 women. And I'm actively creating new websites and building new ideas. I just created a new membership site over and a new website called perceptiveguidance.com. And you will, I'll be putting that at the bottom of my things now, perceptiveguidance.com. And it's where I offer my assistance and healing to people like I do right here. And so in this case, I set up a membership site where people can come and join right now, and it's free. And we'll talk about lots of different topics because I run many businesses, but astrology is definitely one of them. And I might put up other things like tarot or runes or whatever. I decide to do crystals because I always got a crystal. And so, little things like that I'm really looking at. And so I realized that, wait a minute, I've got this brief moment of clarity in this area of my career that I did not otherwise have. I'll give you one more example and then you'll understand what I mean about going back and getting the clarity that most people might have had all along, but because your eyes were closed, because Neptune's there, you didn't do what most people would probably take for granted. So today, I just made it mandatory. And when I get my readings at my group, please go and give a review on our Facebook page. I ask all members to like our Facebook page. And so you should be able to go and leave a review. And if you don't do that, then what are you doing coming and getting readings and asking for assistance and not doing those things? Because really, when it all comes down to it, we're living in a society now where community and building our tribe is everything. And Facebook has changed its algorithm so that everything is kind of based on the reviews that you're getting. So what the community thinks of you at large. So if you don't have a lot of reviews, well, then things you might not start getting a lot of anything. I even just ran an ad, and my ad, I had to pay $3.65 a lead. And I realized it was only because I only had one review when I asked why. They were like, well, you need to get more reviews. And I was like, what? It's that serious. So now it's something that many people have been doing for ages, something they take for granted. They just do it automatically. They do a service, give us a review. Do a service, give us a review. And I just never did it. And so I'm grateful that my eyes were opened in one area of my aspect of my career sector. And hopefully it made me, I almost was in tears earlier because so far people have been leaving beautiful, beautiful readings. And I wasn't expecting that. And so it really touched my heart a great deal. I actually did get teary eyed. So anyway, I wanted to go over this because I realized immediately what it was, that it was indeed the fact that Neptune had taken the blinder off my eyes, even if for this brief moment in the area of my career. I can see so many things. I can create so many things, and I can go back and pick up on all those things that I missed out on that I should have took care of in the beginning. And that's why I love Neptune retrograding and what it means to all of us. So Neptune retrograding for Pisces, what it means for Pisces. We'll start with Pisces. So Pisces, you have Neptune retrograding in your first house. And that is telling me that wherever you felt confused about yourself and who you are and what your purpose was in this life and what life meaning had to you and your value system of yourself and all of those things that have to deal with the me that is me within you. Okay. So Neptune has gone retrograde there, and it will feel like you've got a blinder that's been taken off your eyes. You'll suddenly see things about your personality, about yourself, maybe even your face, your body, your physical body. You might be feeling ills, probably even I don't even know if you'll feel ills, but you might be more aware of your feet. I do see that. Also, I think you may be more aware of your creativity and also more aware of where you left your creativity on the table. You know, go back and redo, revive, renew, recreate, all of those things. And this could be you doing that for yourself. That could mean recreating yourself, recreating your body, like recreating your physical body. Some people might actually be going out for plastic surgery right now. I see a lot of Pisces doing that. I really do. Maybe. But it could be some people are reversing that. Like, what? You know, so they're waking up, whatever it is that you have been closed to about your persona, your personality, your body, your physical appearance. You're amazingly aware of it now. Amazingly. And also just be aware that when Neptune goes uh, retrograde or direct in the first house, it is affecting your relationships in some way. So your partnership may have been affected by this Neptune retrograde in some way. I hope it's not that your partner suddenly looks at you and thinks she's not the woman I want, or you don't look at your partner or you think something similarly. Okay, so yeesh, can be a little heavy. Depends, right? Anyway, Pisces, that's my take for you with the Neptune retrograding right now and in Pisces. Okay, all right. Aquarius, Aquarius. This Neptune retrograde is happening in your second house of money. It's kind of a funny thing because having Pisces in the second house of money is not an easy road. And I know this because I have Neptune in the second house of money. And this is, well, our eyes are opening to wealth. Our eyes are opening to what we give, what we have to give, what our worth is, what our value is, what we're capable of earning, what we're capable of generating, what we're capable of owning. just all of those things. We may be buying things, possessions. I can tell you, I personally made an order to one store where I ordered 84 items. I don't know why I was possessed that day. It was good deals. I mean, I got 84 items for less than 150 bucks. I mean, gosh. Anyway, I see, and that's what I'm talking about. And this is what Neptune does. Now, some people might say, wow, why would you get that? But every single thing I got, I really wanted or needed. Some of those things were, household items or food items or spices or whatever. And the fact that I was able to get that many items for $121, even to this day, I feel that I got a good deal. So anyway, that's Neptune retrograding in the second house. You'll be able to sniff a good deal. You're looking to make a good deal, and you may be able to come up with ideas to make money because money making ideas abound for you now. Okay, so that is for you, Aquarius. And I'm just noticing, and I'm a little mortified that I'm not looking directly at it because I've got it tuned down. But I can see that this started from, I believe, before I actually went live on YouTube. And so I'm a little mortified. I didn't expect it to do that. And if that's so, then that is going to upset me a great deal. Just so that you know, that is going to be very upsetting to me. Okay, so Capricorns, my fellow Capricorns. Well, okay, so here's where Neptune is retrograding for us. It's in the third house of communication. I feel this. I feel this on many, many levels. I do. I made a video earlier today where I was kind of talking about it, that I feel that I am changing, that I'm willing to go outside of my comfort zone more than I did before. And that is probably because Neptune in the third house is retrograding. Now, overall, Neptune in the third house would make travel, local travel, or maybe even local communicating with some people very difficult because, well, it's retro, it's in the third house, and Neptune in the third house has been very difficult for me as a person. And I think knowing if people understand me, getting people to cooperate with me and understand me, all of those things have been very difficult. And so I am really pleased about the progress that's being made now, because it seems as though I'm able to communicate to people and they're able to hear me. And you Capricorns may feel this occurring for you. Like all of a sudden you might feel like, hey, they get me, they hear me, they understand me. Or you might find ways to clarify yourself in such a way that when you're communicating with others, people are going to get you, they're going to understand you, they're going to feel you, they're going to know what you're saying. And that is a good vibe. You'll be much clearer in your communications, both written and spoken. You'll be able to communicate with your local neighborhood, maybe even go out and about, talk with your extended family members. I mean, it's all good in the hood, really, it is, Capricorn. So, I mean, take advantage of this time. I think reacquaint is a great word for when Neptune is in the third house. Reacquaint yourself with your extended family members, like aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, uh, steps and all that, and in-laws. Also, your neighbors. You may or may not be active in your neighborhood, but if you haven't been, you might find that now, and you might feel that you can. I know for myself as a Capricorn, I'm very aware that my neighborhood isn't that cool. And so there's a lot of confusion about going out by myself. And it's one of the reasons I do not go out by myself. And I don't like being mistaken for like one of the local ladies of the night or anything like that, or having people approach me. And so you might find that you don't have quite the fear or confusion over that, or maybe somehow that's clarified right now. Also, I would I still think you should be cautious when driving though locally. Although I think it's going to be less of a chore than it would, when it's direct, because wow, that's confusion when driving. So just be cautious about that, Caps. Okay. This has been my take on that for you guys. Much love and light to you, Capricorns. Sagittarius. Well, it's in the house, it's in your home, it's your family. You've been confused about your family. Your family has done some things that cannot make sense to you. It's confusing to you. It makes no sense to you. And now you're getting some clarity. There may be some clarity shown on things that may not otherwise have had clarity before. And that's a really, really good thing. Okay. And so I believe that for a lot of Sagittariuses, you might be able to smooth over any type of issues you might have had with your family, like family members. If you've been arguing with family members or bickering with family members or just having disagreements with your family members, I believe this is going to give you an opportunity to maybe get some clarity about it, at least briefly. And I would try to work out whatever I could now while it's retrograde, because once it goes direct, the confusion is going to come back again, maybe, if you don't work it out now. So do what you can to work it out now. It's really important. And also, I think you might find around your home life, it just, um, I don't know, it may be more business, may not be as, just trying to think of the word. I just feel like things are going to be less confusing. That's the point I'm trying to make. Less confusion in the home life. That's what I think. Less confusion. But don't forget now, when Neptune goes retrograde, it always has to pop back and go forward again. So I use this time to clear out problems. Use this time to reorganize your home. Use this time, like I would if I was a Sagittarius. I would use this time to go reorganize my home and find all the things that I had lost in my home. Because you probably lost stuff in your home when Neptune's been retrograding in the fourth house. And you can go through while it's retrograde and find all those things you thought were lost forever. And that's how I would use this Neptune in the fourth house if I was a Sagittarius. Okay, you guys. Next is Scorpio. Scorpio. Wow. So Neptune is retrograding in the fifth house for Scorpios. The fifth house is like love and romance and dating, and it could be children. It's all the good times, right? It's all the good times. And it also can indicate where you take chances and where you gamble, and where you might like to just do things that you might not shouldn't do because you're having too much fun and you're not seeing, you're throwing caution to the wind type of situation. Neptune has been in this area for a while, and so it might have made you blind to some of these things like love and romance and dating and that whole lovey-dovey thing, and also with your children. There may have been things that you didn't see, couldn't see, wouldn't see, because Neptune has been transiting that area. But right now, Neptune is retrograding now, and it's saying to go back and take a second look at all of these things, whether it be love and romance or whether it be your children. And I think what you find is going to be pleasant because it's the fifth house. Fifth house is always pleasant, whatever it is, I think. There's a problem, you can fix it. If you got a problem with love, you can fix it. If there's a problem with romance, you can fix it. You got a problem with your children, you can fix it. You got a problem with the business you want to grow, you can fix it. But the first step to fixing anything is knowing that something needs to be fixed. So go back over things, look it over, and regroup, renew, revise things so that you can have just get everything organized so that it'll work in your best interest, to your best good. Because a lot of positive things can come. I think even when Neptune goes direct, because Neptune is creativity and the fifth house is creativity. So all I see there is so much creativity. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And it's a beautiful time for you and your children too, I think. Okay, you guys, um, much love and light to you all. Bye. Libra, Libra. Wow. So Neptune is retrograding in your sixth house of work. Sixth house of work. So, it's funny. When I think about that, I'm thinking it's Neptune is in Pisces, Neptune's in the sixth house, and now Neptune is retrograding. So it can take a bit, it can take show up in several ways. One, it can show up in such a way that, well, you may feel that your creativity is stalled or that you don't feel as creative as you have been. Or it may show up in such a way that you are going back and finding old creative work projects that you hadn't completed and going back, reviving them so that you can complete them now. And that I definitely suggest Libras do. The other good idea would be to go back over things that might be affecting your health and your hygiene and your everyday things that you do so that you can actually take the confusion out of these areas and make it a little bit more clear and easier to understand. I'm hoping that with Neptune retrograding in the sixth house, it'll be less pussyfooting around and more getting down to the basics of what you really need to do for your work and your health. All right, Libra, much love and light to you. Virgo, Virgo. So this Neptune in Pisces is occurring in your seventh house. And the seventh house is the house of partnerships. It's the house of business partners. It's just the house of other people in your life. And so you may have been confused about certain things happening in your partnership or your marriage or other people that you're close to, but you're starting to open your eyes to certain things that you never opened your eyes to before, and maybe you're just starting to reevaluate certain relationships or certain established relationships because you want to go back and either clarify things, fix where the cloudiness or confusion is, or just find out if there is some secrecy, duplicity, or anything like that. You're getting to the bottom of it, and that's what Neptune, when it's retrograding, does. It makes you reevaluate things and regroup and just reconsider things because you're looking it over a second time and you're looking it over with wide eyes instead of shut eyes. And so you may see things about your partners, and this could be love partners or it could be business partners, just other people in general. It could also indicate your enemies. And so your eyes might suddenly be open to who your real enemies are. You might be like, oh, he ain't really my friend, really my enemy. And I want you to, if you get those kind of ahas during this time, make sure you write things down and remember them because the messages you get there during this brief moment of clarity is a brief moment of clarity. Okay? All right, Virgo. Much love and light to you. Let me get another sip here. Mm. Next, we have Leo. Leo, Leo, this is happening in your eighth house. And I actually think that's a good thing. that you have Neptune retrograding there, because Neptune may have had been making things very confusing, I think, in the area of the eighth house, which is other people's money, sex, even. Maybe some people have died, or there's some confusion over death, but a lot of confusion over money, especially money that comes to you through like monthly payments. Like, um, if you get money from like the VA, or you get money from the government, or taxes, or investments, or um, interest payments, or annuities. All of those types of things might have been stalled, confused, lost, hidden, broken, all kind of things. But now that Neptune is going retrograde, take this brief period of time to go and get all those professional documents cleared up, all those things like that cleared up during this brief pause, where you get to actually have that moment of clarity where you can review your financial situation, dispassionately, and do what you must do in order to stay alive, because this is the house of life or death. And if you're not taking care of things correctly, well, it can't lead to anything good. So be sure that you take care of these things, Leo, so that when Neptune goes direct again, you're protected and it is not as painful. And I really think that's what this retrograde is really all about. Yeah, we've got pain in the area where retrograde Neptune is. But if we go through, we heal or pick up or review or get rid of the confusion, or at least identify what the confusion is, why it's happening, and how to avoid it, then, because if we don't go in and do that, we're going to repeat it. And then when it goes back direct, it's going to be doubly hard. So do your best to fix it now while Neptune is retrograde, and get it done as much as you can, so that when it goes direct, it's not going to be so painful for you. Okay. Well, good luck, Leo. And I hope that resonated with you in some way, and that you stay upbeat and clear out all of that. Okay. Much love and light to you. Cancer. Cancer. Well, this is all happening in your ninth house of travel. And it's long distance travel. You've been thinking about traveling long distance, haven't you? It's really been in your heart, mind, and soul. And the funny thing is that it's probably been there secretly all along, but you really can feel it now that Neptune is retrograding in that house. It's making you reflect on those desires you had to go travel, and you're recovering those desires to go travel again. And the funny thing is, with Neptune retrograde in the ninth house, it also may mean that you have to review legal things. You might find that you have to talk with legal people, like lawyers, or police officers. You might find that you have to go to the courthouse for something or other, or some legal document of some kind. That could happen. Also, like I said, there's travel. But I also see education, learning. A great deal of learning is going on. Also religion, or talk about religious dogma, or things like religious dogma, or spirituality. Like, even this conversation I'm having with you right now is something that would be ruled by the ninth house. So that type of like causes, you might have had a cause, a deep cause, something that meant so much to you, but because of one reason or another, you let that cause go, and you didn't hold steadfast to it, and you begun to lose it. But now you reestablish your goal and your dream and your desire to attain that goal, that, passion. And so I could see you now going back over and adjusting your life and retuning things, so that you can get back on track to do the things that you always wanted to do, and you just had lost touch with them, and you went into a relapse or whatever. But now, and it's a whole different story, because you can actually see what it is you need to do in order to attain the enlightenment, or attain the education, or attain the knowledge, or whatever that you always wanted to have. So good luck with that, Cancer. Much love and much light to you, my friends. I thought I heard something. Gemini. Gemini, you are up next. And Gemini, this is happening in your 10th house. The 10th house is a great house. And I'm sure that a lot of Geminis have been in a lot of, like, literally in a constant state of like confusion. Like, what the heck? Why is this happening? Or why is that happening? And things might have seemed like they were going backwards, or you were confused in your career. You had no idea what to do, or how to do it, or why to do it, or, the steps to take, or anything. It's been a confusing time for you. But all of a sudden, it's like a light has opened up, and you feel like you've got a brand new beginning. You can see the future again. You've got your hopes and dreams back again. You have belief in your career again, and you're thinking of ways you can go back and reevaluate your career, and redevelop your career, and recreate your career in your image and your stature and all of those things, because Neptune is retrograding in the 10th house. And all of the things that left you confused about what to do about your career, or what to say, and how to act, and where to go, and whatever it takes, you now have that vibe, like, you can do it. And all the confusion is slightly and momentarily taken away. And you can now go and look at your life, and it'll reveal what you need to see. Okay. So I hope, Gemini, that this makes sense to you, and that you understand, how rare it is to have Neptune in the 10th house anyway. You're highly creative. I would think you guys would be creative in all your writing. You may not feel creative right now if you're a writer, and that's because it is retrograde, because it makes you real, and it makes you have to look at all the things in reality. And so a lot of the creative juices might feel like you're drying up, because looking at things in a whimsical way isn't so much. So when Neptune is retrograding, people get a little serious when Neptune retrogrades. And you might be feeling that way in your career right now, with it retrograding up in the 10th house like that. So, like I said, take this time to redo your career. I would redo it from front to bottom. And when it goes direct, well, you'll have all the kinks worked out, won't you? And you'll be reawoken, or reawakened to the potential that you have in your career. Okay, well, good luck, Gemini. Much love and much light to you. Taurus. My Taurus says, you got Neptune in the 11th house. This tells me that a lot of Tauruses are confused about their friends. They don't even know who is and who is not really their friend. And you may find that, or you may have been feeling this way for a while. And now that Neptune is retrograde, you might suddenly realize, oh my God, I wasn't a good friend to that person who's really my friend. Or this person is really my friend, and it's being revealed to you that they really are, and you feel like, oh wow, I've done some things. Hopefully you'll choose to reappear to your friend and make some just reveal what happened, and talk with them, revelate what happened to them. And I think that you'll be able to get past whatever difficulties that you two might have had. You can release any pains or difficulties or hurts or fears from the past, and just move forward with more clarity in your relationships with your friends. Now, again, Neptune is going to go direct eventually. And so you might have that feeling of like confusion and illusion amongst your friends. But if you take the time now while Neptune is retrograde to really take a close look at your friends and who they are and what they mean and if they're true and what you sacrifice for them, if anything. But just be aware of these things because these are the issues that are cropping up when Neptune is going through your 11th house of friends and groups and, clubs and associations, organizations, and all those things. Okay. Okay, Taurus. Well, much love and much light to you, my friends. Much love. Last of never least, it is Aries. Aries. I love my Aries friends. Well, look, Aries, I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. It's not easy. You got Neptune retrograding in the 12th house. But let me tell you what I think it means, because everyone's got their own take. Neptune in the 12th house is a definite sign of confusion. It is. And I don't care what anyone says. I mean, because it's naturally home when it's in the 12th house. The 12th house is the natural home of Neptune. So it likes to be there and it could go there and live in its own fantasy and whatever. But it's retrograde now. And so a lot of Aries are feeling awakened. They're not sleeping very well. And I should know I have Aries. I have a progressed ascendant in Aries. And yesterday I didn't sleep I hadn't slept for 2.5 days. And I've already been up a night since I got the 5 hours almost. So, Aries are doing that. We're not getting enough sleep. Those who have Aries ascendants or Aries in general, Aries moons, Aries suns. Its sleep is not being taken advantage of right now, but you may feel that you don't need as much right now because you're focused on whatever it is you're focused. And what would you be focused on during this time? Well, it could let's hope it's not self-undoing. It could be fixing and healing yourself because Neptune usually in the 12th house is undoing. I could see some people who have developed some issues like, say, alcoholism or drug addiction, going into rehab or going into like AA or any place where you can heal, maybe even in secret, so that, it's not something that's publicly exposed, but still, because you don't want to reveal that, but still you get to heal it and you get to release it and you get to renew yourself without whatever that is that you're got that secret is, because it's almost like there's a secret that's been in that 12th house, and now when Neptune goes retrograde, it's going back to figure out what that secret is. And when it does, it's going to tell you what its answer is, and you'll know what the secret is and how you can make it through having Neptune retrograding, or just Neptune in the 12th house in general. Okay, Aries? Okay. Well, this has been Adrienne Obi, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside. And it is my pleasure to come and do this Neptune through the signs reading with you tonight. And I hope that the information that I provided helps or resonates at least with someone that gets this information, okay, and sees this video. All right, you guys. Well, much love and much light to everyone. Namaste. Oh, before I go, I almost forgot to even promote my own self. First of all, you can find out more about Astrology, a look inside, by going to astrology.lookinside.com, and please subscribe. And you can do that by going to the bottom of the page. There's a subscribe button down there. There's a donation button down there. Take advantage of both of those things, okay? And then you can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/astrology, a look inside. And do come by and like us and review us if you can. And then you can also find us on Instagram at Astrology A Look Inside. And let me see, there was somewhere else, I think. I'm half asleep, you guys. I'm so exhausted. It's literally almost 4:30 in the morning. I'm amazed that I managed to stay up to make yet one more video. So I think I'm going to leave it. Well, there's Patreon. .com/Capricorntigress. And now we have perceptiveguidance.com, perceptiveguidance.com. And when you go there, it'll have a link there where you can join our group or community or whatever. Join that because it's amazing. Okay. All right, you guys, it's been my pleasure. Much love, much light, many blessings, much healing to all.